last class we have derived the solution of Euler-Bernoulli equation, and also we have found the solution of the wave equations. So in case of Euler-Bernoulli equation, we have seen the mode shape, we have found the mode shape, and we have found the mode shape for the case of a simply supported beam. In case of Euler-Bernoulli beam, the equation can be written in this form, that is del square u by del t square rho into del square u by del t square plus E I del fourth w by del x fourth equal to 0, and we have found the solution for this equation, and we have written that u can be written in this form. So u, which is a function of x and t, can be written as psi x into qt. So in this case psi x is written in this form, psi x equal to a sin hyperbolic beta x plus b cos hyperbolic beta x plus c sin beta x and d cos beta x. Similarly, this qt we have found, it can be written in this form, it can be written c1 cos omega t and plus c2 sin omega t. So by multiplying these two, that is mode shape phi x or mode shape psi x and this time modulation qt, we can find the generalized solution for this Euler-Bernoulli beam. So we have found the response for the, or we have found the mode shape for a simply supported beam, and the mode shapes can be given in this way. So this is the first mode. So this is the first mode shape. So in the first mode, the beam is vibrating like this, or the mode shape is given by this. For the second mode, you can find the mode shape is this way, and there is one node here. So this is the node point. That means in case of second mode, this point will not vibrate. Similarly, for the case of third mode, so you can see there are two nodes. In case of third mode, there are two nodes present. So this is for the third. So this correspond to third mode. So in case of third mode, so there are two nodes, and in case of fourth mode, you can find there are three nodes. So in this case, there is no node present, and in case of second mode, this is the fundamental case, first or fundamental frequency. So the fundamental frequency, the expression for the fundamental frequency also we have found. So the expression can be written in this form, omega equal to beta square L square into root over E I by rho L fourth. So we have found the expression of the frequency in this way. So omega, the frequency, can be written as beta square L square into root over E I by rho L fourth, and we have found for this case of this simply supported beam, this beta L equal to n pi. So we have found this expression for beta L. So this is equal to n pi in case of the simply supported beam. So this omega as omega equal to beta square L square into root over E I by rho L fourth. So for a given material or for a given system, this can be written as n square pi square into E I by rho L fourth. As for a given system, E, I and rho and L are constant. So let this is the simply supported beam. So in case of simply supported beam, we have taken the boundary conditions as displacement equal to 0 and bending moment equal to 0. So by taking displacement equal to 0 and bending moment equal to 0, we have found the mode shapes of these, and also we have found the frequency equation. So in this case, the frequency, from the frequency equation, we have writing this omega equal to n square pi square root over E I by rho L fourth. So you can see for n equal to 2, let me take the second mode. So, in this case omega 2 will be equal to 4 pi square. So, this becomes 4 pi square root over E I by rho L fourth. When I am taking n equal to 1, that is fundamental frequency, this omega 1 equal to pi square root over E I by rho L fourth. So, you may note that the second mode frequency is 4 times the first mode frequency. Similarly, the third mode frequency will be 9 times the first mode frequency. So, the nth mode frequency is n square time the first mode frequency. So, in case of a simply supported beam, the nth mode frequency is n square time the first mode frequency, and the expression for, so we have already seen the expression for this mode shape. So, you can find the mode shape. So, the mode shape can be written in this form, and we have obtained these constant A, B and D are 0, and only the remaining thing psi x, the expression for the psi x in case of the simply supported beam. Last class we have found that it is equal to C sin beta x. So, psi x equal to C sin beta x, I can write psi x equal to, so in case of simply supported beam, sin x equal to C sin beta x, and already I got beta L equal to n pi. So, this beta equal to n pi by L. So, this psi x, I can write this equal to C, the sin C sin n pi x by L. So, this is the expression for the mode shape from which we have obtained all the modes, and last class also I have shown you the animation of this simply supported beam. So, let us find the same thing for a cantilever beam. So, let us take the boundary condition of a cantilever beam and let us find the mode shape for this case. So, in case of a cantilever beam, the left end or one end is fixed and other end is free. So, the free end or the fixed end, in case of the fixed end, you have the natural you have the geometric boundary conditions. The geometric boundary conditions are the displacement equal to 0 and the slope equal to 0. So, the boundary conditions are u 0 t equal to 0 and du by or del u by del x as del u by del x at x equal to 0 equal to 0. So, the both displacement equal to 0 and slope equal to 0. Similarly, in the right end or the free end, the shear force and bending moment equal to 0. Shear force can be written in this form, shear force equal to E I del q u by del x q. So, this at x equal to L equal to 0. Similarly, the bending moment also 0 at this end. So, bending moment can be written in this form E I del square u by del x square at x equal to L equal to 0. So, as we have taken this u equal to u x t equal to psi x into q t. So, u 0 t equal to 0 implies that this psi x equal to or psi 0 equal to 0. So, from this I can write the condition psi 0 equal to 0 from the second condition, that is del u by del x at x equal to 0 will give, by substituting this expression there, I can find this del psi by del x equal to 0. So, del psi by del x at x equal to 0 equal to 0. Similarly, for the third condition, so I can find this del q psi by del x q equal to 0, del q psi by del x q equal to 0 at x equal to L, and del square psi by del x square at x equal to L equal to 0. So, these are the 4 boundary conditions which should be solved to find the constants in the expression for psi x. So, in case of psi x, the expression for psi x can be written in this form. So, this is equal to a sin a cos hyperbolic, let me write in this form. So, this is a cos hyperbolic beta x plus b sin hyperbolic beta x plus c cos beta x plus d sin beta x. So, by substituting x equal to 0, that is displacement equal to 0. So, psi 0 equal to 0 implies, so a into, so this cos hyperbolic 0 equal to 0, cos hyperbolic 0 equal to 1, and the sin hyperbolic x, when I am substituting x equal to 0, this is 0. So, a into 1 plus b into 0 plus similarly c into 1 plus d into, this is 0. So, this is equal to 0. So, this gives rise to a plus c equal to 0, or from this I can write a equal to minus c. Similarly, by taking this slope equal to 0, that is del psi by del x equal to 0. So, we can differentiate this expression once and we can substitute x equal to 0 by doing that. So, d psi 0 d psi by d x at x equal to 0, if I will write at x equal to 0 implies, so if I will do the first derivative, this cos will become sin and the sin will become cos sin hyperbolic will become cos hyperbolic into beta. So, I can write this beta into a into, for cos hyperbolic this becomes sin hyperbolic. So, by substituting 0 x equal to 0, this becomes 0. Similarly, plus b, so this becomes cos hyperbolic, this cos hyperbolic when I am substituting x equal to 0, so this becomes 1, then plus this derivative of cos beta, this becomes minus sin, so this becomes minus c, so this becomes c into 0 and plus in case of d. So, if I will differentiate this sin beta x, this becomes cos beta x. So, I have already taken beta common. So, d into 1. So, this becomes cos. So, this becomes this. So, in this way I can find, so this b plus d equal to 0. So, this implies b equal to minus d. So, I got two conditions. In the first condition a equal to minus c, and in the second condition b equal to minus d. By substituting these two in this equation, in the equation for psi x, so I can rewrite the psi x expression in this form. So, psi x equal to, so I can take a common. So, by taking a common, this becomes cos hyperbolic beta x, and for this I can write cos beta x. So, cos hyperbolic beta x minus cos beta x plus b into, so in this case it becomes sin hyperbolic beta x and this becomes minus sin beta x. So, sin hyperbolic beta x minus sin beta x. So, psi x equal to a cos hyperbolic beta x minus cos beta x plus b into sin hyperbolic beta x minus sin beta x. So, now substituting the other two remaining boundary conditions, that is at x equal to L we have two boundary conditions, shear force equal to 0 and bending moment equal to 0, from which we obtained this equation del square psi by del x square, this correspond to the bending moment at x equal to L equal to 0. So, this implies, so I have to differentiate this twice. So, while differentiating it twice, then I will have this beta square term. So, I can take beta square term common. So, this cos hyperbolic beta twice, if I will differentiate this, then it will remain same, this cos hyperbolic beta x by substituting x equal to 0. So, this becomes 1. Now, for this cos beta x by differentiating it twice, so it remain this. So, cos by differentiating it once, this becomes minus sin. So, this minus minus become plus sign, then again it differentiating it becomes cos beta x. So, it becomes plus cos beta x by substituting this cos beta x. So now we have to substitute this x equal to L. So if I differentiate it twice, then this becomes cos hyperbolic beta x. So by substituting x equal to L, I can write this equal to cos hyperbolic beta L. Similarly, by differentiating it twice, it becomes plus cos beta x. So by substituting this becomes cos beta L. Similarly, here b into beta square into this becomes sin hyperbolic beta L, and this sin beta x, if I differentiate it twice, then it becomes plus sin beta L. So this is one equation I am getting. Now by taking this del q psi by del x q at x equal to 0, so this will imply, so I have to differentiate this thrice. So this imply a, so I can take this beta square common, so this becomes a into, so if I differentiate it thrice, so then this becomes sin beta L, a into sin hyperbolic beta L, a into sin hyperbolic beta L. Then this term, when I am differentiating it twice, then cos becomes minus sin, so this becomes plus sin, then again differentiating this becomes plus cos, and differentiating it becomes minus cos. So this becomes minus cos beta L. So this cos beta x differentiating it once, it becomes minus sin, so minus minus cos, so plus sin beta x, again it differentiating, so this becomes minus cos beta x, and for minus cos beta x, so we have to differentiate it thrice. So by differentiating it thrice, we get, so this as sin beta L. So this becomes sin beta L. So beta, so as we are differentiating thrice, so this becomes beta q. So beta q a into sin hyperbolic beta L minus sin beta L. Similarly, by differentiating this, so thrice we will get beta q, or beta q I have taken common, so I can write this plus, by differentiating this thrice, I can write this as, so this will become this thing, I have to differentiate it thrice. So by differentiating this becomes cos hyperbolic beta L, cos hyperbolic beta L plus cos beta L. So now this is equal to 0. So from this expression, let this expression is a and this is b. So from a and b, I can write a by b equal to, so I can write from the first equation a by b equal to minus, so minus sin hyperbolic beta L plus sin beta L by cos hyperbolic beta L plus cos beta L, and from the other equation I can write this equal to minus cos hyperbolic beta L plus cos beta L by sin hyperbolic beta L minus sin beta L. So I can write these two expression in this form. So a by b I can write, so a by b in this case sin hyperbolic beta L plus sin beta L by cos hyperbolic beta L plus cos beta L, and in this case it becomes cos hyperbolic beta L plus cos beta L by sin hyperbolic beta L minus sin beta L. So by writing this, so as they are equal, so I can find the frequency equation from this. So by cross multiplying this equation, I can write this sin hyperbolic beta L. So these multiply this is sin hyperbolic beta L plus sin beta L, and this is sin hyperbolic beta L minus sin beta L. So product of these two gives sin square hyperbolic sin square hyperbolic beta L minus sin square beta L equal to this cos beta L plus cos hyperbolic beta L. So this is also cos hyperbolic beta L plus cos beta L. So this becomes cos hyperbolic beta L plus cos beta L whole square. So now expanding this thing, so you can write this is becomes cos square hyperbolic beta L plus cos square beta L plus 2 cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L. So rearranging this thing, I can write this cos square hyperbolic beta L. So this thing I will take right side, so minus sin square hyperbolic beta L plus cos square beta L plus sin square beta L minus 2 cos beta L, this is plus, so plus 2 cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L. So this becomes equal to 0. So you know this cos square hyperbolic beta L minus sin square hyperbolic beta L equal to 1. Similarly, cos square beta L plus sin square beta L also equal to 1. So this 1 plus 1, this becomes 2. So 2 plus, so we have 2 plus, so I can write this expression as 2 plus 2 cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L equal to 0. Or so this is my frequency equation, or by simplifying this thing also I can write the frequency equation as cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L equal to minus 1. So this is the frequency equation one can obtain in case of the cantilever beam. So if you recall, you have got obtained the frequency equation sin beta L equal to 0. So you got this expression for a, so this expression for simply supported beam. So in case of simply supported beam, so you got the expression sin beta L equal to 0. So this leads to, this equation is very simple, and you have obtained this beta L equal to, or sin beta L equal to 0 equal to sin n pi. So beta L equal to n pi by L. But in this case you can note that this equation is not so simple. So you have to solve this equation numerically to find the value of beta L. So you have to solve this equation numerically to obtain the value of beta L. So by solving this, you can see that the values are, so the first 5 values of beta L you can find by solving are first 1.875, then 4.694, 7.855 and 10.9. So these values are 10.996, 14.137, and so these are the first 5 values of beta L. So this 1.875 correspond to the first mode or fundamental frequency, 4.694 correspond to the second mode, and 7.855 correspond to the third mode, 10.996 is the fourth mode, and 14.137 is the fifth mode. From this you can note that for higher mode this beta L value will be very high, and this cos hyperbolic beta L will have a very large value. So if this cos hyperbolic beta L value is very large, then you can write this cos beta L equal to 0. So for high value of, for very high value of beta L, that means you just take beta L greater than the fifth mode. So in that case you can write this cos hyperbolic beta L is very high. So you can write cos beta L equal to 1 by cos or minus 1 by cos hyperbolic beta L. So as this is very high, so this tends to 0. So cos beta L tends to 0, or beta L, you can write beta L equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. So for n greater than 5, you may take beta L equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. So in this case, as we have obtained before, the mode shape we have to write the, so this is the frequency equation, cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L equal to minus 1 is the frequency equation, and we should find the mode shape. So already we have found the, or we have written the mode shape in this form: psi x equal to a into cos hyperbolic beta x minus cos beta x plus b into sin hyperbolic beta x minus sin beta x. And we have found the expression for a by b from these two boundary conditions. So either we can write a by b equal to this or a by b equal to this term. So by writing that, we can write the expression for, so we can write the expression for this phi x. So phi x will be, so I can take the common, so phi x you can write in this form: so phi x equal to a into cos beta x minus cos hyperbolic beta x minus cos beta x, a into cos hyperbolic beta x minus cos beta x plus b into sin hyperbolic beta x minus sin beta x. And you can take this b common. So if you take b common, so you can write this is equal to, so this phi x equal to b into, so this becomes a by b into cos hyperbolic beta x minus cos beta x plus sin hyperbolic beta x minus sin beta x. So in this expression you can substitute the value of a by b from this expression. A by b already we have found, this is equal to sin hyperbolic beta l plus sin beta l by cos hyperbolic beta l into cos hyperbolic beta l plus cos beta l. Either you can substitute a by b equal to this or this expression. And for different modes, so that is for first mode you can have the value of beta L equal to 1.875 and you can obtain the response. So the mode shapes are plotted. So you can see the mode shapes. By plotting the mode shape you can see these are the mode shapes for 4 different modes. So in the first mode you can see the beam is vibrating. So the cantilever beam is vibrating either upward or downward. In the second mode it will form a node at this position, and in the third mode you can see the node are formed at 2 positions, and in the fourth mode you can find there are 3 nodes present in the system. So in the first mode there is no mode and the cantilever beam is moving upward or downward. In the second case it will have 1 node, in the third case it will have 2 nodes, and in the fourth case or in the fourth mode it has 3 nodes. So if this is a cantilever beam, so in this case this beam is fixed at this side. So in the first mode it will move either upward or downward, and in the second mode a node will form at this position at nearly about 0.81, and in case of third mode you will have 2 positions at which nodes will be formed, and in case of fourth mode there are 3 positions in which nodes will form. So these nodes are nothing but the points at which there is no displacements of the beam. So let us see the simulation of this for the 5 different modes for this cantilever beam. So a code has been written in MATLAB using this, and you can see the simulation of different modes in this case. So by using this MATLAB we can, so this is the simple code written for this cantilever beam, and now by running for different modes we can see the mode shapes. So let us see the first mode. So for the first mode, so I can enter the value of the C1 and let us see the animation for 10 seconds. So for 10 seconds if you want to see, so you can see the beam is vibrating or the cantilever beam is moving up and down in the fast mode. So, in the fast mode you have seen the frequency equal to 1 point, beta L equal to 1.875. So, let us see for the second mode. So, in the second mode, so we can run it for the second mode. So, in this case we can find, let us write the mode number equal to 2. So, if the mode number equal to 2, then let us simulate it for 10 seconds. Let us see for 10 seconds the vibration of the beam. So, in this case clearly you can see that there are 2 points at, in case of second mode clearly you just see this is the point at which there is no vibration of the beam, and also you just note that at the beginning, that is at the fixed end, the slope is 0. So, let us see for the third mode. So, in case of the third mode, so you will be able to see that there are 2 different nodes present in this case. So, in case of third, so let us simulate it for 10 seconds and see. So, you just note that there are 2 points at which there is no vibration, that is at 0.5 and at 0.9 there is no vibration, and at 0 slope, the slope is equal to 0. So, we will see for the fourth mode. Let us see for the fourth mode. So, in this case, in case of fourth mode, so this is 4, mode number I have written it is equal to 4, and let us see this animation for 20 seconds, and so we can see this animation. Okay. So, let us see this animation for the fourth mode. So, n number of mode equal to 4 minus 1, let me put C1 equal to minus 1, this constant term I am putting it minus 1, and let the time for animation I am putting for 10 seconds, and this is, so you can see that there are 3 distinct points at which there is no vibration of the system, and at the beginning the slope is equal to 0. So, the beam will vibrate in the fourth mode like this. So, if you want to see for the fifth mode, so let us see for the fifth mode. So, in case of so you can clearly observe that there are 4 points at which there is no vibration of the system. So, the resulting vibration, so these are the normal modes present in a system, but so these, so if you want to find the normal mode of the, so these are the, these mode shape correspond to the normal mode of the system. So, in these normal modes, so you have seen for the fast mode the beam is moving either upward or downward. In the second case, that is in the second mode, you have only one node present in the system, and in case of third mode there are 2 nodes, and in case of fourth mode there are 3 nodes present in this case. So, the resulting vibration, resulting free vibration if you want to find, so these, as these mode shape correspond to the normal mode frequency or normal mode vibration. So, the free vibration will be a mixture of all these normal modes. So, similar to the discrete system, here also this normal mode concept can be applied. So here also we can write the free vibration response of the system, that is u will be summation of different modes. So that is phi I x into q I t. So where I equal to 1 to infinity. The resulting free vibration of the system at any time, that is x t, can be written similar to the discrete system. We can write in this case it is summation of the different modes. So here phi I represent the ith mode of the ith mode shape and qit represent the ith time modulation. So the resulting free vibration is the summation of all the modal vibrations or modal mode shapes, all the different mode shapes and time modulations. But when you know that the system is excited at a particular frequency, then we may truncate this equation and we can write, instead of infinity we can truncate it to a finite number of modes. So that case we may take say 2 or 3, or depending on the problems we may take n. So this equation we can write in this form: I equal to 1 to n psi I x and q I t. So depending on the frequency of excitation, so we can truncate this system. So this we can truncate this and we can write this expression u x t, that is the resulting free vibration of the system, as psi I x into q I t. So in case of this cantilever, so already we have found this phi x, and q I t also we know that can be written in this form: c1 sin omega t plus c2 cos omega t, and we have obtained the expression for phi I x. So u x t we can write the product of this phi I x and q I t. So let us find the mode shape. So let us take the second example and find the mode shape for the fixed beam, or fixed, or sometimes it is known as clamped beam also. So in case of fixed beam, so the beam is fixed at both the ends. So if I will take this as the beam, so this beam should be fixed at both these ends. So in that case, if the beam is fixed at both the ends, so that time there will be no displacement at both the ends, and also there will be no slope at both the ends. Already you have seen the simulation for this cantilever beam. So in case of cantilever beam, you have seen that at the fixed end there is no vibration up to certain distance, that means the slope is 0 up to certain distance. So in case of fixed beam, at both ends the displacement and slopes will be equal to 0. So by taking the boundary conditions as u 0 t equal to 0 and u L t equal to 0, similarly, so these are the displacement boundary conditions at both the ends. Similarly, the slope boundary condition is del u 0 t, del u by del x at 0 t equal to 0, and del u by del x at x equal to L equal to 0. So these are the 4 boundary conditions. By taking these 4 boundary conditions and substituting this u, as already we know, we are writing u equal to psi x into qt. So we can write that, so as it is present for all times at these boundaries, these terms becomes 0. So we can write this psi 0 equal to 0 and d psi by dx equal to 0, d psi by dx at x equal to 0 equal to 0. So this is at the left end, that is at x equal to 0. Similarly, at the right end, psi equal to 0 and d psi by dx equal to 0 at x equal to L. So the generalized or the general mode shape expression already we know, so that is can be written as psi x equal to a cos hyperbolic beta x plus b sin hyperbolic beta x plus c cos beta x plus d sin beta x. So now by applying these boundary conditions, that is at psi 0 equal to 0, so psi 0 equal to 0 implies that, so in this case I can write this a into, so cos hyperbolic 0 equal to 1, similarly plus b into 0 plus c into 1 plus d into, this is 0 equal to 0, so this implies a plus c equal to 0. So as a plus c equal to 0, I can write a equal to minus c. Similarly, d psi by dx at x equal to 0, so I can differentiate it once and I can write this is equal to 0. So if I differentiate, so this implies a into, so beta will be there, so a into, so this becomes sine, so this multiplied by 0 plus b into sine hyperbolic, this becomes cos hyperbolic, so this becomes 1, and then plus c into this becomes cos beta x becomes sine beta x, so sine beta x becomes 0 plus d into sine, differentiation becomes cos, so in that case this becomes 1, so this equal to 0, or from this I can write this b plus d equal to 0. So as b plus d equal to 0, so b equal to, so implies b equal to minus d. So I can write b equal to minus d and a equal to minus c in this case. So now substituting these two expression here, I can write this phi x equal to, so phi x can be written as a cos hyperbolic beta x minus cos beta x plus b into, so plus b into sine hyperbolic beta x minus sine beta x. So this is the expression for phi x after substituting the boundary condition in the left side, and now substituting the boundary condition at the right side, that is psi l equal to 0. So this implies, so I can substitute this x equal to l, so this becomes a into cos hyperbolic beta l minus cos beta l plus b into sine hyperbolic beta l minus sine beta l. So this equal to 0. Similarly, taking d psi by dx at x equal to l equal to 0. So this is the slope boundary condition. So in case of slope boundary conditions, I can differentiate it once and I can write this equal to 0. So this becomes, so this implies a into, so sine hyperbolic beta l, so minus cos beta x, so differentiating this becomes plus sine beta l plus b into, for sine hyperbolic this becomes cos hyperbolic beta l, and sine this becomes minus cos beta l. So this whole multiplied by beta equal to 0. As we have differentiated it once, so it is multiplied by beta, so this becomes equal to 0. So like the previous case, here also we can write a by b from this expression and also a by b from this expression, and we can equate these two. So by writing a by b, I can write this a by b will be equal to minus sine hyperbolic beta l minus sine beta l by cos hyperbolic beta l minus cos beta l. Similarly for this expression, a by b becomes minus cos hyperbolic beta l minus cos beta l by sine hyperbolic beta l plus sine beta l. So I can write this as a by b equal to minus sine hyperbolic beta l minus sine beta l by cos hyperbolic beta L minus cos beta L. So this will becomes minus cos hyperbolic beta L minus cos beta L by sin hyperbolic beta L plus sin beta L. So proceeding in the previous way, so as this equal to this, I can make the cross multiplication, that means this term into this term. So this will be equal to this term into this term. So now by multiplying this I can write, so this sin hyperbolic beta L minus sin beta L, this is sin hyperbolic beta L plus sin beta L. So this becomes sin square hyperbolic beta L minus sin square beta L. So this will becomes cos hyperbolic beta L minus cos beta L whole square, or this is equal to cos square hyperbolic beta L plus cos square beta L minus 2 cos hyperbolic beta L into cos beta L. So by taking these to the right side, so I can write this becomes cos square hyperbolic beta L minus sin square hyperbolic beta L plus sin square beta L plus cos square beta L minus 2 cos hyperbolic beta L into cos beta L equal to 0. So you know already this cos square hyperbolic beta L minus the sin square hyperbolic beta L equal to 1. Similarly, this sin square beta L plus cos square beta L equal to 1. So I can write this becomes 2 minus 2 cos hyperbolic beta L into cos beta L equal to 0. So I can write this cos hyperbolic beta L into cos beta L, this becomes 1. So this is the frequency equation in case of this fixed beam. So if you recall, for the case of cantilever beam, this cos hyperbolic beta L into cos beta L was minus 1. So in case of cos beta L into cos, so this becomes minus 1 in case of cantilever beam. So in case of cantilever beam, that is when one side is fixed, so this expression was minus 1, and in case of fixed beam, the expression is cos hyperbolic beta L into cos beta L equal to 1. So in this case you can note that you cannot get the expression for beta L easily. So in that case also you have to solve it numerically to obtain the solution of this beta L. So if you solve this expression, so you can find the first 5 mode frequencies as, so first mode frequency you can find this lambda L equal to 0. So you just see this expression cos lambda L into cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L equal to 0. So when beta L equal to 0, you can see that, so this is equal to 1. So when beta L equal to 0, you can note that this expression is valid. So beta L equal to 0 correspond to the rigid body motion, as we already know this omega formula for omega. So omega equal to beta square L square root over EI by rho L fourth. So when beta L equal to 0, so omega equal to 0, so that means there is no frequency of vibration. So as the frequency of vibration is 0, so in this case the body will have a rigid body motion. So the rigid body motion means, so the body or the beam will fixed at both the ends, it will move up and down. So in this case this is the rigid body motion of the system. So there is no vibration of the beam as such, but the beam will move up and down or will have a rigid body motion. All the points in this body will have the same displacement. So in this rigid body, so when beta L equal to 0, you have the rigid body motion, And so let us see the other motions. So by solving this expression, you can see that you can get this beta L value as like this. So beta L equal to 4.73, then 7.853, 10.996, 14.137. So these are the first 4 modes frequencies. So by solving that equation numerically, you can find the expression for this beta L. So here this 4.73 correspond to the first or fundamental frequency, 7.853 is the second mode frequency, 10.996 is the third mode frequency, and this 14.137 is the fourth mode frequency. So in this case, if you show for higher modes, so similar to the previous case also, in this case cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L equal to 1. So as it is equal to 1 for beta L, for higher value of beta L, this cos hyperbolic beta L tends to infinity. So this cos beta L equal to 1 by infinity. So this becomes 0. So as cos beta L equal to 0, so you can find beta L. So beta L, it is similar to that in case of the cantilever beam. So this is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2 for n greater than 5. So for n greater than 5, you can take this beta L value equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. So in this case, you can see that for higher modes, the cantilever beam and this fixed beam have the same frequency. So if you want to plot the mode shape of this case, so you can see that the mode shapes will be like this. So for the first mode, the beam will vibrate like this. So at both the ends, it will have 0 displacement. So this is for the first mode, and in case of the second mode, you will have, so in the second mode you will have one node, and in case of the third, so you will have 2 nodes present in the system. So you will have 2 nodes. In the beginning there will be no slope, and at the end also you will have 0 slope. In the beginning and end you will have 0 slope. So in this case you have 2 nodes. So these n correspond to this 1, this n equal to 2, and this n equal to 3. So n equal to 1 correspond to, that is 4 point beta L equal to 4 point beta L value equal to 4.730, and in this case this correspond to 7.853, and in the third case it becomes 10 point beta L equal to 10.996. So you can also similarly plot the fourth mode and fifth mode, and you can simulate also to see the vibration of the fixed beam. So as both ends are fixed, so you can note that at these 2 ends the displacements are 0. So the slope also are 0 in these 2 cases. In this case the displacements and slopes are 0. So let us now see another boundary condition. So that is free beam. So in case of free beam, so already I told you the examples of the free beam are the spacecraft or aeroplanes. So as they are not supported at the ends, they can be considered as the free beams. So at both the ends of this beam, so both the ends are free. So as both ends are free, so in this case the both ends will be subjected to some deflection, or there will be vibration at both the ends, and there may be slopes also at the end, but the bending moment and shear force at both the ends will be 0. So by taking this beam, or this is a rod I have shown, so you can take the beam also. So in case of this beam, so if it is free at both the ends, so this end it is free, so it may have a motion like this in this end also, as there is it is free, it may have a motion this end. So there will be some displacement at this end and at this end. So the displacement and slopes are not 0 at both the ends, but the bending moment and shear force are 0 at both the ends. So if the beam is free, so the boundary conditions will be shear force and bending moment are 0. So for bending moment I can write this is equal to EI del square u by del x square equal to 0. Similarly for, so this is bending moment equal to 0, so shear force equal to 0, so EI del q u by del x q equal to 0. So at x equal to 0 and x equal to L, similarly this is also at x equal to 0 and x equal to L. So you can substitute this expression in the original expression for psi x, that is equal to a cos hyperbolic beta x plus b sin hyperbolic beta x plus c cos beta x plus d sin beta x. So by substituting this expression in this, by substituting this boundary condition, so you may write, by substituting these boundary conditions you can find the expression for this. So in this case you can write as this bending moment and shear force are 0. So I can write del square psi by del x square equal to 0 at x equal to 0 and x equal to L. Similarly del q psi by del x q equal to 0 at x equal to 0 and x equal to L. So proceeding in the similar way, you can see that in this case you will find the frequency expression. So the frequency expression will be same as that of the fixed beam. So in this case you can see that the frequency equation will be cos beta L into cos hyperbolic beta L equal to 1. So the fixed case, and in this case you can find the frequency equation are same, but the mode shapes you can see that the mode shapes will be different. So in this case the mode shapes for the first mode, so for the first mode you will have the displacement like this. So at both ends the displacements at slopes are not equal to 0. Similarly, so this is n equal to 1, that is the first mode. So in the first mode the frequency, that is beta L, equal to 4.730, and in the second case or in the second mode you can plot it like this. So you will have, so you can plot it like this. So you can see that there is one node. So for n equal to, so you have a node here, you have a node here, and also a node here. So in the first case you have two nodes. So at these 2 points on the beam there is no vibration. For second mode you can see that there are 3 points at which there is no vibration. So in the third mode also, so this the second mode correspond to the frequency of 7.853. So in the next case you will have 4 points, at 4 points there will be no vibration. So this is first point, second point. So at these 4 points there is no vibration. So these correspond to, so this is the third mode. So these correspond to 10 point, so 10.996. So in this way you can find different modes of the different types of beam. So next class we will study some other different examples regarding this wave equation and Euler-Bernoulli beam equation.